we've got the two diseases of the adrenal cortex. Do you guys remember what they're called?
Cushing's and Addison's.
Perfect. So let's start with Cushing's. What is Cushing's a hypersecretion of?
Cortisol and aldosterone.
Good.
And isn't it also androgens? But we don't really talk about that in this section.
Yeah, not really. We don't really go over the gonads, like stuff that has to do with the gonads. So I would know.
Ever? Or just? Or is that in the
I think that
reproductive?
we go a little bit over it in OB, but I don't know. I'm not there yet. So.
We went over it in that place.
Yeah. So we think of this as an associated, like if we have a pituitary tumor, then it's an increase in ACTH. Which, what does ACTH stand for?
Adrenocorticotropic hormone.
Good. I didn't even know. So I was asking for real because I didn't know.
Chris, you like 10. Are you gonna go take the test?
No.
You like no, I hate it. Get off of it.
I just have a good memory.
Holy moly.
Okay.
I only
So
I
nice.
studied it yesterday.
I have to study like for hours.
And then I went over this
I'm
piece
the
of
exact
studies
same way.
today.
I'm like, oh, I don't remember.
I'm lucky.
And then I
I
have to write it
studied,
over like 5
hardly at
times.
all.
And I'm like, okay, now I know it.
And I get it.
I like think that I know, and then I go to the test and I'm like, oh crap, I don't remember any of this.
I don't.
It happens to
probably
me, like, every
ace
time.
it. But, like, I don't remember, but I'm just gonna guess. Oh, Gonna plus.
Yeah.
You and Quincy are both wearing
Not
Kansas.
even. What?
You and Quincy are both wearing Kansas shirts today.
Is she from Kansas?
I don't think so.
Quincy? No, she's from Boise.
Oh.
But she's wearing a sweet jacket. It's red with the blue with that thing down there. It says Kansas right here. I was impressed. I was like, man, that's a cool
Sweet,
jacket.
awesome. All right, Cushing's. So, what are the causes of Cushing's?
So,
Increased
tumor.
ACTH.
Good.
So
Tumor.
pituitary tumor.
tumor's
So
always
let's
the
say-
cause.
On the
And-
anterior
What
anterior
comes
pituitary.
Yes, good. Pretty much the answer for anything in endocrine is a tumor.
Okay,
That's what I always think.
but Cushing's could be a tumor on the anterior pituitary and the, because anterior pituitary was
That's Cushing's
ACTH,
disease.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or it could be a tumor on the adrenal cortex.
Good.
Yeah.
Where are the adrenal glands?
On the PB's
Good.
suprarenal. So if I remember right, Cushing's disease is a tumor on the anterior pituitary, and Cushing's syndrome is a tumor on the adrenal cortex.
I believe that's right.
That's the way I think it is.
I think that is correct.
Wait,
but
what is
they
it?
won't specify that on the test.
Oh, okay.
So.
Cushing's disease versus Cushing's syndrome.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the same.
Yeah, it's gonna have the same signs and
Same,
symptoms.
yeah.
It's just where is the
the
problem
tumor?
starting? Which is a huge in endocrine because you don't want to take out their adrenal cortex if they've got a pituitary tumor.
So,
Okay.
so syndrome is on the pituitary?
Syndrome is on the adrenal cortex.
Disease is
Disease. There we go. I couldn't think of the word.
on the pituitary anterior.
All right. So let's look at some signs and symptoms with Cushing syndrome. What are you going to expect to see with this patient?
Fat displacement.
Good. So moon face,
Moon face, belly, humpback,
buffalo hump.
buffalo hump. Doesn't it say small arms and legs?
Yeah.
Yes. So the way that I think about it is
Okay.
like, you know, when you're cold, like what does your vasculature do on your fingers?
It brings everything in away from there to
Good.
come to the middle.
So it kind of constricts on the outside. So I think like cortisol is the stress hormone, and so your body's freaking out and it's like, oh man, I gotta put all this fat right here to protect all my organs. So that's how I think of it.
Also,
So
You're gonna
small
have-
extremities.
hypertension and hyperglycemia.
So why would you have hypertension?
Aldosterone
Good. What does aldosterone do?
retains water and sodium,
And what does it excrete?
potassium.
Good. Potassium. So what are my electrolytes going to look like?
You're going to be hypernatremic and hypochloremic.
Good. So it's important to keep an eye on their electrolytes also.
Hyperglycemic.
Oh yeah.
Hyperglycemic. Also.
Why hyperglycemic?
Because you need more sugar because of the cortisol.
Good. So cortisol is a stress hormone. When you're stressed, your body thinks that it needs more sugar to sustain its activity, so it increases blood glucose.
Shoot. I bet I'm releasing cortisol all the time. We're all stressed. Pretty soon we're all going to have moon faces.
And then we're gonna have diabetes.
Let's
Alright.
see, what else? Hold on, I think there's more.
Yes, what, there we go, that's the word. What are some neuro symptoms, signs and symptoms that we're gonna have? So if you're stressed, are you gonna be calm or are you gonna be irritable?
Probably your-
Okay, okay,
Could you, so with this one, could you have like pulmonary edema, or are you at risk for fluid overload?
oh yeah, absolutely, cause you're holding it, you've got so much aldosterone secreted,
Right.
so.
So you're at risk for-
So we could, potentially, it's not,
Not always, but
not
that's like,
always, usually
why I
that's
said
not
at
a huge
risk.
sign and symptom,
Yeah.
but it is a risk for potential pulmonary edema.
let's see, what else could happen with these peeps? Oh, they get the weird purple striae bruises.
Good, petechiae, and, yeah, striae.
Why do they get those, do you know? Or do you don't know?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I think that this is kinda just one of those things that, like, nobody really knows why it happens.
I feel like there's more.
Excess weight.
Oh yeah, they gain weight. It's like a buffalo hump in the edema.
Cause they're putting down all of this excess fat.
And they're retaining water.
So we're gonna do this.
Oh, you have to say what time you did different things.
Yeah,
It's
so
frustrating.
it makes it easier for them to edit. Okay, alright, so what about with, like, specifically men? What are some signs and symptoms you might see only in men?
Oh, is this the one where they get like, like the man boobs
Yeah.
and then girls get
Boobs,
hairy or
interesting.
something?
Called gynecomastia.
Also, girls have an increased sex drive with this.
Really?
Yeah, they have, so they get like fat displacement and hairy chests and faces, and then they have a high sex drive, which I think is hilarious. It's like, whoa, stay away, stay away from me. They're like,
It's called hirsutism, this is the hairy,
The hair.
the hair, there you go. Hair displacement, there we go. They can also have amenorrhea, what's amenorrhea?
no period.
Good.
Or commas.
Or what?
Or commas. Or apostrophes.
So
So,
funny.
gynecomastia is like man boobs? Is that right?
Yeah.
This is professional.
Hey, it's gonna help you guys remember, right? You're gonna be in the testing center and be like, what the crap is gynecomastia? You're gonna remember boobs. Okay,
And
so
hirsutism, okay, gotcha.
what nursing diagnosis what are some nursing diagnoses that you can give to this patient?
I hate the nursing diagnosis. I feel like they never help. Like,
Risk
what
for
do you
fluid
do?
overload.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe with treatments. Like,
That's true. Did you say fluid volume excess? Perfect, that's the one I was looking for.
Oh yeah, impaired body image, or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this shit.
because you're,
The fluid volume excess is what I was looking for. So what are some treatments?
Get rid of the tumor?
So what is the surgery called? Do you guys remember?
The pituitary one?
oh, you just said it. Transpenoidal hypophyseectomy?
Good,
Hypophyseectomy?
perfect.
Transpenoidal hypophyseectomy?
Let's go over some of that transpenoidal hypophyseectomy. What are some things that you need to teach your patient?
Oh, afterwards, you
Oh, you
can't
can't.
sneeze, cough,
You can't
Brush your
For
teeth.
how long?
That's like
for 10 days.
Good.
10 days.
so this is the removal of the thyroid, right? Or I mean the pituitary.
Yes,
Tumor.
not the remover of the pituitary, because if you remove the pituitary, you're basically dead. But it's a removal of the pituitary tumor, hopefully,
Okay.
just the pituitary tumor.
You want